Hi, welcome to the Airedale. I'm Shelby Bishop. Today we'll be taking a look at school breaks, how divorce affects students, DECA going to Washington, and so much more coming up on the Airedale.
Directly from the Alma High School news studio, covering news and sports from where it matters. You're watching the Airedale.
Welcome back. Students are so stressed during the school year, and when they have a break, they come back more refreshed and ready to continue their journey through the school year. Madison Law and Autumn Pixley have more.
How beneficial are school breaks to everyone? I'm Madison Law, here to find out.
It allows students to take time for themselves, maybe family, and go do something other than school, or to maybe get caught up on work that they didn't get done while they were in school. So it's really good for them. The school breaks allow me to just relax and lay back and everything, when other times I really can't because we're in school, we're always doing things. I need that time, and school breaks just gives me that time.
As you can see, school breaks are beneficial to everyone because it gives them a chance to catch up on things and get their thoughts together.
We always end up worrying about stuff in school, and having those breaks just gives our brain a time to digest everything and just lay back and relax. We don't get enough of that sometime nowadays, so having those breaks really helps.
I'm Madison Law, signing out with Airewaves Media.
Thanks, Autumn and Madison. Divorce is a heavy topic here, and trust me, we understand. Divorce not only affects students, but others as well. Noah and Zach have more.
Here at Alma High School, there are a whole bunch of kids that are dealing with divorced parents. Here are the effects of the divorce.
Kids will hold things in, especially when it concerns a mother or father, and especially if they're older kids at the high school level. A lot of times they may take on a role, unfortunately, as having to act like an adult at their household. So then when they come here, they are exhausted mentally. And
it's 2 birthdays, but your family's broken apart. You're not together.
Well, there are in some people's eyes, because like the whole double everything. Certain kids and grown-ups think that's a good thing, but that's not. I don't think it's good because it's not a whole family thing. You're just going to 2 different gatherings. That's it. You know, it's your birthday party or whatever. It's not really a family together. It's just going to a party. That's all it is. Now, if your whole family was together, that's a get together. That's oh my God, my family's here. Hoot hoot.
Lastly, here's some advice to deal with divorce.
Don't pick sides. You pick sides, you're going to lose one or the other. Don't. Be neutral. Unless, in certain circumstances, don't. But now, if you're over the age of 15, I think, maybe 14, you pick which parent you live with. So, at that case, you're going to have to pick. But you don't have to. A judge will pick you to live with someone that they deem the best.
To talk to somebody, because I think a lot of times kids feel like that's private business and that they shouldn't talk about their parents, and they don't want their parents to know that they're upset about it, but that it's always good to find somebody at school, either your teacher, your counselor, your principals that are there, that you can talk to about what's going on and what you're feeling, so you don't bottle all that up.
I'm Jackie Miller, and
that's a wrap.
Now taking over is Bobby Taylor.
Now here at Alma High, it's been a great debate, which is better, Android or Apple. Dunn Holly and Stephen Miller has more information about this.
here at Alma High School, there are a whole bunch of kids that are dealing with divorced parents. Here are the effects of the divorce.
kids will hold things in, especially when it concerns a mother or father, and especially if they're older kids at the high school level. A lot of times they may take on a role, unfortunately, as having to act like an adult at their household. So that when they come here, they are exhausted mentally. And
It's 2 birthdays, but your family's broken apart. It's not together.
Well, there are in some people's eyes, because like the whole double everything. Certain kids and grown-ups think that's a good thing, but that's not. I don't think it's good because it's not a whole family thing. You're just going to 2 different gatherings. That's it. You know, it's your birthday party or whatever. It's not really a family together. It's just going to a party. That's all it is. Now, if your whole family was together, that's a get together. That's oh my God, my family's here. Hoot hoot.
Lastly, here's some advice to deal with divorce.
Don't pick sides. You pick sides, you're going to lose one or the other. Don't. Be neutral. Unless, in certain circumstances, don't. But now, if you're over the age of 15, I think, maybe 14, you pick which parent you live with. So, at that case, you're going to have to pick. But you don't have to. A judge will pick you to live with someone that they deem the best.
To talk to somebody, because I think a lot of times kids feel like that's private business and that they shouldn't talk about their parents, and they don't want their parents to know that they're upset about it, but that it's always good to find somebody at school, either your teacher, your counselor, your principals that are there, that you can talk to about what's going on and what you're feeling, so you don't bottle all that up.
I'm Jackie Miller, and
that's a wrap.
Thanks, Dylan and Steven. Now over to Del Combs for more.
We're all still new to AIM since the start of last year. So what is up with this out-of-class program?
AIM was introduced a few years ago to help students get better educated in their classes. Here to talk about it is Miss Moore.
Is short for Airedale Improvement, which is the whole goal of those days, is to help our students improve. So a couple of years ago, our teachers took the time to sit down and figure out what the critical skills are that students need in the core areas. Trying to figure out in math, science, English, and social studies, what do kids really, really need to know to be successful in that class, and then also to be successful in the future and even on into college or whatever higher education that they are going to pursue. And so they test students with the common formative assessments to determine whether they have mastered those skills or not. And when they haven't, they draft them into AIM sessions in order to give them the opportunity to improve and to fill in those gaps. And so basically it helps our students by giving them the opportunity to make up or learn whatever it is that they haven't shown that they've learned yet, so that they're able to be successful in the future. And so it all is about improvement, and it's all about helping our students be better prepared for what comes next for them.
Thank you. It seems like AIM is an overall improvement to students' education, allowing them to get caught up in their classes or allowing them to relieve stress. This is Tyson Shepard.
This is Austin Smith.
Signing out.
Thank you, Dal. Basketball and football are only a couple of sports that Alma provides. But what students don't know is that we have a large track and field program. Here's Kirsten Goss and Gemini Zhang with more.
Alma High School have many teams that are really good and athletic, but what about track? Track is a good and healthy way to loosen up yourself. Track is also something that can help you influence on why giving yourself a healthier you is important.
In track at Alma since 2013 when I came back here from my first job in Stuttgart. Pittsville, where I grew up, we didn't have track. We had cross country, but I never participated in it. I was I played baseball a little bit. My senior year of high school, we had football for the first time. I played it, and I did some other activities, but I did not run track. Kids compete as individuals, and you get to know them a little bit better. There's different events in track. We got sprints, we have distant races, and then we had the field events. So kids, they have many different opportunities to compete in different competitions, and there's an event for every kid in track. If you're slower and you got more endurance, you can run into longer distance races. If you're a fast guy, you can run into sprints, and then if you're a bigger dude and running's not for you, you can work in the field events and throw and do stuff like that.
All sorts of different things, any sort of exercise you can imagine. I didn't do track as a kid. I played volleyball full time, and I wish I had done track. I didn't really know a lot about it at the time, but I know that if I had done track as an athlete, I would have been a much better athlete. So I encourage any athlete to participate in track.
Because it's got me more energetic, a lot more stronger and faster than I was before.
I used to be able to run super long, and I loved it because I was faster than my parents. So every time whenever my parents would play around by chasing me, I would run. And ever since I ran, I've realized that it's a real stress relief, and that whenever you're running, you can also do it for competitions and stuff like that.
Working with others, getting in a group, we mostly lift and everything with each other. We have twice a day and every day of lifting, and teamwork is basically helping each other out with weights and the system that we do for our program.
Reporting for Airewaves Media, this is Gemini Shong
and Kirsten Goss.
College is a thought a lot of us have in mind. So when you get the chance to get ahead, it really helps. Here's Shane and Trenton with how AP classes can help you get ahead in college.
Here at Alma High School, we have some students who want to expand their education, and pre-AP is a great starting point.
With pre-AP, we do a lot. We're really heavily focused on writing, and right now we're doing rhetorical analysis. And rhetorical analysis is a lot of what they do in AP Lang, so we're trying to put a really heavy focus on that. That way the students are prepared for AP Lang next year, and they're not going to have as difficult of a time transitioning from pre-AP to AP. I think pre-AP is very beneficial because it's a really good stepping stone into AP, especially this year with 10th grade pre-AP. I think we're doing a really good job of trying to prepare the kids next year, because they will be taking AP Lang, so we're trying to focus on getting them ready for AP Lang related stuff.
Many students prepare themselves early in their education by taking pre-AP classes, so it helps them transition into AP classes.
AP classes are a little more rigorous. We dig a little bit deeper into certain concepts. In physical science, a lot of those concepts are like math formulas. A lot of our pre-AP freshmen have already had an upper level math class, and so we're able to sort of to dig a little deeper into the math. When I'm working with my non-pre-AP classes, a lot of those students are just now getting into the algebra that they really need to understand physics, and so we typically slow the pace down a little bit and really focus on how to do the math as opposed to applying the math like we do in pre-AP physical science.
What? We don't need your consent.
Yeah. Prerequisite to their advanced placement.
It's because I'm white, isn't it?
The way our classes are set up here is we have freshmen typically take physical science, whether it's grade level or pre-AP. Our sophomores are taking biology, which would be grade level or pre-AP. Junior year, most students are taking chemistry or pre-AP chemistry. And then from there, their senior year, they move in to upper level courses, whether that be concurrent credit courses, like our college biology, or AP courses like AP chemistry or AP biology and things like that.
On track to go to college, and even if you're not on track to go to college, it gives you a lot of skills that you can use, in life in general, really. And that's kind of true with any class that you take, is that even though you may not use those specific skills, it still helps you have like a wide range of, you become kind of like a well-rounded person.
Students want to take AP classes for preparing them for college, and some just want to take them for life after high school. I'm Shane Lays with Airewaves Media.
Alma's soccer team is starting their third year off strong with the help of our school district and our community standing behind them. Here's Bobby Taylor with more.
Here at AHS, we have many big sports, but one of the small ones here at AHS is soccer. Not many people know about it.
This will actually be my 12th season to coach soccer. It'll be my third season here at Alma.
Coach Sturdivant has a lot more plans for the team than we expected, even though this is our third season this year.
I feel like we've made some good progress in the first 2 years. First year we played a JV-only schedule, and then last year was our first varsity season. So we're hoping to be able to build on all the things that we did last year and compete for a spot in the state tournament.
He likes to give back to his coach he had from high school.
I grew up playing from the 2nd grade to the 11th grade. I had the same coach, Steve Perea at Ozark, and he just really got us interested in it. He put in a lot of time with the kids. I mean, taught us more than just the sport, but just helped grow us into good young men and women. And so coaching soccer is just a way for me to give back and kind of honor the coach that I had.
Yeah, taught him how to be a good coach and how to work with other people the way he does with our students.
We'd like both teams to be able to get an entry into the state tournament. Our conference, the 5A West, is the toughest conference in the state, but our boys and girls will take the top 4 teams out of the conference, and they get seeded into the state tournament. So, our big plans are just get into the tournament. If we can get in, we'll see what happens then.
Coach Sturman doesn't just coach soccer. He also is a teacher at Alma High School, teaching other students other than the soccer team.
So I decided that teaching and being able to coach soccer will be a great way to be around kids and give back. Our parents, our fans, we have kids come out and support in the student section. We have a good filmer, Bobby, who's been filming with us for 2 years. He does a great job. And then just, pretty much just being new, like we've kind of had to build the support base, but we've got a lot of people behind us and a lot of people enjoy coming out to the games and cheering us on, so we really appreciate that.
For Airewaves Media, this has been Bobby Taylor signing out.
Christmas is an important part of everyone's culture, and everyone celebrates it differently. Here's Philip and Derek with more.
With the holiday seasons coming up, I thought that it might be nice if we interview some of our students and faculty on what their favorite part about this season is.
My favorite part of the season is probably Christmas itself. My family always gets together for Christmas every year, and it's always a big part of Christmas and holidays just being together, and the season itself. I probably listen to Christmas music all year long. I'm one of those people. You can hate me for it, but I just love Christmas. Having everything up and together, that's what family feels like for me.
The desserts, pies, and all the candy.
Hoodie season. That's my favorite part is the hoodies. Christmas ain't really nothing. I don't like waking up early. Says I don't really get presents. Mom just gives me money. Says, here, buy what you want. Yeah.
As a little kid, I'd always open my presents, and then I'd start playing with the boxes, really, instead of the toys.
My favorite part of the season is spending time with all of my friends and family, having them all in one place.
And this is Philip Shores and Derek Hall with Airewaves Media.
History is important. If you can't learn from it, you're destined to repeat it, and that is exactly why we're here. Our theater put on a 1776 musical, and Chloe Lewis and I have more to report.
This year, the Airedale Theater Department wanted to honor AP teacher Tony McMurray for his year of teaching. 1776 was presented by the Airedale Theater and was based on the birth and the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The musical featured characters such as Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, and John Adams. The musical preparation started at the end of last year with many auditions. Here are some of the preparations taken for the musical.
Well, during the summer, I researched my character, I bought books, and I looked online, who was this guy that I'm playing? And it's a great help to do that because he's a real dude, and so that's a great resource.
Well, we started probably about a month or a month and a half ago with 6:30 to 8:15 rehearsals. And so we had those every morning, and then we had an hour during fifth period, during class. And then on Sunday, we had 6 hours. Monday, we had 6 hours. Tuesday, we had 8 hours. Wednesday, we had 6 hours. And then we performed.
Okay, so my preparation for the musical, I'm sure you've heard this so many times, but we had to do research for our characters because I'm obviously not a racist person, right? So I had to look up this guy. You know, he's a slave owner, he's a plantation owner, he's from the South, he's from South Carolina. I don't have a South Carolinian accent, so I had to research that, learn how to do that. I had to learn how to have that Southern drawl because I don't have it for some reason, even though I'm from Arkansas. I also just drank a lot of tea, a lot of like hot tea, green tea, chamomile, whatever, with honey and lemon. I would give like affirmations in the mirror, you know, like you can do it. You can sing molasses to rum. I just had to believe in myself ultimately, practice and just really try and just give my all.
There are many returning actors for this year's musical, and many have prior experience.
My favorite part of the show was definitely how well this group came together. This was a very special group. All the groups that I've worked with are great, but one thing that even they talked about after the show was done was just how easy everyone was to work with. There wasn't any drama backstage, and how they all felt comfortable around one another. So to see these guys grow together from the summertime until, you know, this past weekend has been the most memorable thing.
Reporting for Airewaves Media, I'm Chloe Lewis.
That concludes our broadcast for this week. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching The Airedale.